Hello guys, today we learn about the Agile module. So basically Agile is a module, so it is used in the development and the testing cycles. So Agile is a iterative and incremental module. So incremental means it's a flexible modules, and Agile is constantly in Agile that constantly collaboration with the stakeholders. So the constantly collaboration with stakeholder means the client changes requirement at any time, so that's the reasons the BA will constantly collaborate with the stakeholder to collect their informations, whatever the requirement changes, that requirement collect from the client. Then the agile frequently the requirement changes, like in development phase, SIT phase, and the UAT and production phase. Like suppose we are working on the design phase and the requirement changes in the analysis or information gathering phase, so that time we collect that information, we take the information from the clients. And, agile is a model driven methodology, so we are working on the model. So model driven means we are working on modules, different module wise, so that's the why agile is a model driven methodology. Agile is a value driven methodology. Value driven means because we have to give the priority to the customer requirements. So if the changes require changes done from the client side, so that time we give priority to that requirement changes whatever done from the client side. That's why the agile is a value driven methodology, and it's not a plan driven methodology. So because we are working on agile, so in agile requirement are frequently changes, so that time we have to change changes according to the client requirements. So that's why the agile is a not plan driven methodology. In agile there is a sprint wise delivery. In agile there is a sprint wide delivery, so we are work on agile within the sprint, like sprint duration is of basically 2 months or no, sprint duration is basically of 2 weeks or 1 month. So if due to the changes in the requirement from the client side, it did not affect on the time on money, because we are working on the agile. And so sprint duration is of 1 month. Then in agile, suppose we are working on coding phase and the requirement changes in the design phase, that time we go revert back, do modification in the design phase according to the client requirements. That is nothing but the agile. So that's all about the agiles. And in the agiles we give the names, like different name for the client. We give for client, we mention the stakeholder, and for business analyst we use the name is project owner, and for the BRS means is nothing but the product backlog. The product backlog contains whole requirements of our projects. Product backlog contains a whole requirement of our projects. Then the sprint backlog is there. The sprint backlog is means that SRS is nothing but the sprint backlog. So in that the space for particular module information is mentioned in SRS. And then third last one is the functional requirements. It means the particular functionality of that model is mentioned in the functional requirement. And the last one is the project manager. So project manager we call in agile like scrum masters. That's the name. These are the names in the agile we call like that. The client is stakeholder, business analyst is project owner, BRS means product backlog, then SRS means sprint backlog, then the functional requirement means sprint, and the sprint means is contain the particular information per to the that particular model which we develop and which are model we tested. that all the information contained in the sprint or functional requirement. Then the project manager is nothing but the scrum master. And in the agile, the agile have architectures of agile. That architecture start with the stakeholder. The stakeholder is nothing but the client. Client have bunch of requirement, like client have bunch of requirement. Client have bunch of requirement, and that requirement change, he can change that requirement at any phase of development. Client can change that requirement at any phase of development. Sorry. That is the stakeholder, and the second one is the project owner. Project owner means the business analyst. Business analyst, that the work of the business analyst is to gather information from the stakeholder or clients, and make the product backlogs. The product backlog is nothing but the BRS. So here business analyst work is to gather requirement from stakeholder and make product backlog. Product backlog means BRS. Here the project owner collect all the information from the stakeholder and he make the BRS document. It means the product backlogs. The product backlog contains all the requirement, all the information, we can say that, about our whole project. Yeah, product backlog means it contains all the requirement or all the informations about our project, whole projects. It contains the whole requirement of the projects. Like, then the estimation is there. Estimation is means like here we do the in the estimation in the that architecture, estimation is only used for to analyze the requirement and select the particular information for the particular modules. So that's the reason we use here estimations. So in the estimation the three peoples are involved, like team lead, then our development lead and test lead also there. And the estimation, it contains the three main factor, like the knowledge, complexity and resources. The knowledge means whenever team formation is done, all the team member have should knowledge about our projects. Then complexity means it depend upon the times and difficulties which are required and resources required in the projects, and or nothing but the complexity. Then resources is nothing but the people. So how many peoples are required for to make build the project and test the projects and deploy the projects for all the process, how many resources are required, that is nothing but the resources. Then the sprint backlog is there. Sprint backlog contain particular information about our project, about our module, about modules. Means the sprint backlog is nothing but the SRS document. So it contains the particular information of the model which we develop and which we are going to test it. That model in particular information is mentioned in that sprint backlog. That is sprint backlog. Then the user story is there. So user story is nothing but the functionality for the particular modules. Means for the particular module we get the user story from that our project owner, so that all the information mentioned in the user story, like we take the example of Facebook. This one you take the example. So this is the model we develop and we have to test this model. So for all the for this module all the requirements mentioned in the user story, like logo, either logo contain that Facebook names, this information is contained in that user story, and this text, the Facebook help you connect the text about that for about this text, email text, and the email then the password fields, then the login, then forget passwords, then create modules, all the information about that particular module that mentioned in the user story. Developer will or project owner we assign to the user story to the particular tester. So if this user story assigned to me, so that time I have to analyze that requirement, and each and every things mentioned in that user story, like that this text should accept the characters, should accept the numbers, it should accept the special characters. This all the information contained in the user stories. From that we have to make the test cases. We know in the next video what is the test cases and test scenarios. Like that all the information in the password field is contained the accept this characters, numbers, special numbers. This all the information contained in the user stories. And this login field color should be blue, the forget password color should be blue, and the create new accounts. All these information mentioned in the user stories. Then test cases as we know that the test case right for the particular field, like that we again take the example of this logo. For the email text field we write the test cases, like this email text field should accept the characters, should accept the numbers, it should accept the special symbols. We write the test cases for the field, like, and for password field we also write the test cases. For login field we write the test cases. If we put our cursor on that login field, it should be highlighted. So if it is clickable, so when we click on it login button, it should navigate to the next page. These are the test cases we write, like forget password is there. If we click on this, it will navigate to the next page. For the all the functionality we write the test cases to test that functionality. Then yeah, this is the structure of the agile architecture of agile architecture. Start with the stakeholder, then second one is the project owner means business analyst. Then third one is the product backlog nothing but the BRS document. And fourth one is like estimation. After the estimations we use the sprint backlog is nothing but the SRS document. Then the user story we see all the particular module information contained in that user story. Then the test cases. This is the architecture of the agile modules. This all these notes I gave in the video description also. And then after the agile ceremonies or agile meetings, that is also important in the agiles. We discuss about the agile ceremonies. There are 5 ceremonies in agiles, like First one is the sprint grooming meeting, then the second one is the sprint planning meeting, third one is the scrum meeting or daily stand-up meeting, then the fourth one is the sprint review meeting, and the last one is the sprint retrospective meeting. So these are the meetings we conduct in Agile, so while working on the Agile methodologies. So we use these meetings, and the first one is the sprint grooming meeting. So the sprint grooming meeting is conducted by the Scrum project owners. So that meeting start um at the starting of the projects. This meeting conducted by project owner at the starting of the project, and project owner clear all the information about the projects, what is the project come, and what are the functionalities, all the fields in that project. So all the information he clear each and every information to the all team members. So in this meeting all team members are involved, like peer development team, testing team, project owners, scrum masters. So all these all these are involved in the sprint grooming meeting. And if you have doubt any in the grooming meeting, you can directly ask to the PO in this meeting regarding to the client requirements. And the duration of this meeting is 2 to 4 hours. Yeah, this is all about the sprint grooming meeting. So basically in grooming meeting what is done, like the project owner conduct the grooming meeting, and he clear each and every information from each or every requirement came from the client to all the team members or team leads. That is not do nothing but the sprint grooming meeting. The second one is the sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting is nothing but we do here planning about our project. So how the project's working, how which are the testing we have to involve, and which are the techniques we use. Like the scrum master is responsible to conduct the sprint planning meeting. In the sprint planning meeting, scrum master will focus on the three main factors, like resources estimations and complexities. As we discussed, like resources is nothing but the peoples, and the estimation is nothing but the uh, like the complexity of that projects. Like estimation is nothing but the time duration to complete the user stories, we can say like that. And the complexity, which are the difficulties. Complexity means difficulties, which are difficulties faced in that projects. And here all the teams members are involved also, and the duration of the sprint planning meeting is 1 to 2 hours basically. This is nothing but the sprint planning meeting. Then the third one is like a scrum meeting or daily stand-up meeting. So this meeting is conducted at the morning of at the morning. So the agenda of this meeting is to check the progress of our project or difficulties which we are faced in while performing the testing or developing the applications. So what are the things we have to clarify in the scrum meetings. And the scrum master will mainly focus on the three questions in the scrum meeting, like what we did yesterday, and what we are going to do today, and what are the issues or roadblocks which you are facing while performing the testing or developing. So scrum master will focusing on mostly three questions in the scrum meeting or daily stand-up meeting. It is nothing but it is also called as a daily call-up meeting. This is nothing but the scrum meeting. Then the fourth one is like review meeting. So in the review meeting, the name suggests like what we do in the review meeting. So in the review meeting, we give the demo to our PO or client. So what we develop and what we test, we give the demo to our clients. So if while giving the demo, if the modification done from the client side, that time we do work on the modification as soon as possible. And then here also the team members are involved and team leads are involved in the meetings, and the duration of this meeting is like 1 hour. So within 1 hour we can take the review meetings and give demo to the client or POs. And after the review meeting we conduct the retrospective meeting. For a retrospective meeting is nothing but we check whatever bad action done from our side and whatever the good action done from our sides. We check that all these things in the retrospective meeting, and we ensure that in the next release we do not doing we are not doing again same things which are the bad action done from our sides, that we are corrected, and we make sure we are not doing in the next release. That the things we discuss in the retrospective meetings. Then here also the team members are involved and team leads are involved, and the duration of this meeting is like 15 to 13 minutes. Within the 15 to 30 minutes we discuss about that good points and bad points done from our sides, and we analyze that points, and we make sure that in the next release we don't do that point, don't do that repetitive actions and bad actions, like that we use that meeting. These are the five meetings. These are the five meetings very important in the agile. So if you are working on agile, these five meeting must we have to know about the five meetings. Yeah, these are the five meetings. Again, I recalling like one is a sprint grooming. Here the project owner clarify all the information or client, all the requirement come from the client side to the all team members and team leads. That is done in grooming meeting. In planning meeting, the scrum master will focus on the resources plan and complexity and estimations in there. So how he maintains. And the scrum meeting, like we discussed like the daily stand up meeting. In that we do check the what we did yesterday, what we are going to do today, and which are the roadblocks and issues comes in a we are discussing in the scrum meeting. And the scrum master is responsible person to do the scrum meeting. Then the sprint review meeting, that name suggests that review, we give the review, we take review of that whatever development tested from the client or PO side. So that time uh, we use the review meeting, and after that we review meeting we conduct the retrospective meeting for to take action on the which are the bad points and which are the good point done from our sides. So this that's all about the agile methodology. So if you are working on the agile, so you have to must know about the all the agile ceremonies and architecture of agiles. Then the what is the agile methodology. These are all about the agile methodologies. That's all about the agile. I mentioned all this all these notes in that video also. You can go with it and you can download from here. So that's all about the agile module, guys. Today we stop here.